Unit 7, Lesson 27 is going to be confidence intervals for proportion. You're going to need your TI-84 calculator to be able to do this. We're not going to use Desmos. Desmos will do some of this stuff, but it's a little more complicated, so we're just going to use the calculator on this. If you have any Desmos questions, I can show that to you. All right, so again, we're going to find confidence intervals for a proportion. So we talked about in the last section that you've got your population proportion that we're going to estimate using a sample proportion p hat. All right, so we have two things here, p hat and q hat. So p hat, so we're going to estimate, so a recent survey of 150 households, 124 had air conditioning, so p hat would be 124 out of 150. Q hat is just 1 minus p hat, so it's the opposite. So if p hat is 20%, q hat would be 80%. If p hat is 10%, q hat would be 90%. So if this is 124 out of 150, q hat would be the remaining 26 out of 150. All right, so when you go to use your calculator, there's going to be three pieces that you're going to need. N, which will be the total sample size, so in this previous example here, the 150. X, which is how many possess the characteristic we're looking at, so in this case it was 124. And then you're going to be given a confidence level. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to take this, if we were doing this example above it here, this 124 out of 150, and add a particular margin of error and subtract that same margin of error from both sides. The calculator will compute that for you. So the spot to do that in the calculator is to go to Stat, right here next to the arrows, arrow over to Tests. We want to go pretty far down the list. We want to go to letter A, which is 1 prop Z interval. Okay, so like I said, there was the three things that you'll have to type in. Okay, so let's go through these. A sample of 500 nursing application includes 60 for men. Find the 90% confidence interval, the true proportion of men who applied. So remember, this is just a sample. We want to know in this nursing program what the actual true proportion is, or we want to estimate it with 90% confidence. So three things we need. X, which is 60. N, which is 500. Confidence level, which is 90%. Okay, so in the calculator, we would type those three things in. So X is 60 and 500. Confidence level written as a decimal, 0.9. You don't have to put 90. You can just do that. And then hit calculate, and it will give you this. So if I did ask for p hat, 60 divided by 500 is 0.12. So you get these numbers right here. So 0.0961, 0.0961, and 0.1439. Okay, so the true proportion is going to be somewhere in between there with 90% confidence. So your interpretation would be I am 90% confident. The true proportion of male applicants is between, let's say, let's write this as a percentage. So let's go 9.6% and 14.4%. You can go more decimal points. Write those in here when you're writing your interval. We're going to write it as decimals. You do have to put the P in between like that, so don't write it like it was here on the screen. Okay, it gives you the two numbers, but this is how you write it. Write that as a decimal, but when you go to write it in your interpretation, write it as a percent. And that's all there is to this. So in a Harvard School public survey, 2015 of the almost more than 10,000 randomly selected college students were classified as non-drinkers. Construct and interpret a 99% confidence interval. So X 2015 and 10,094 confidence level 0.99. Oops. So 2015, 10,194. Really, the thing you have to watch for is just make sure you type in everything correctly. Don't miss a number or put a wrong number in or something like that. So 0.187 to 0.208. 0.87 less than P less than 0.208. So your interpretation would be I am 99% confident that the true proportion of U.S. college students who are non-drinkers would be between 18.7% and 20.8%. And then what if I did that same problem, but I changed it to 95% instead of 99%? Okay, so that goes 19.0 to 20.5. So notice how smaller confidence level creates an interval that is closer together. Okay, so that's what happens. So when your confidence level goes down, interval is smaller. Confidence level increases, interval is bigger. Okay, more confidence means you have to spread your numbers further apart. Smaller confidence or less confidence, numbers can be closer together. All right, so that's lesson 27.